Welcome back!
Yes!
Oh my goodness.
That's awesome.
Things are moving so fast. Things are moving so fast, man.
Literally.
Today, special flash episode today.
Very special episode. We're here on the north side of Houston,
North
Texas.
side of Houston, Texas.
Just kind of north. It's like just north, not super north. Just north enough. For a very special episode, we're really excited to show you here. We've been invited. The Premium Advantage has been invited.
Yes.
To the legendary Grammy
Five-time
Grammy Award-winning group from
I like it.
Houston, Texas.
Because
one and only
Don't forget we can move around.
La Mafia. That's right. You heard me right.
Don't forget you can move
La
around.
Mafia. So, move your camera around. Take a look at what we're about to go see right now. Come in here with us. Let's see if they're available right now. Oh, there's a special La Mafia live.
We give away the secret code.
Oh, hey, I know you.
How's it going? What's up, man? All right. What a surprise.
Look at this. Oh, you're here already.
I know, this guy's here. I love it. Breakfast tacos and tequilas, baby.
Hey there. How's it going?
¿Cómo estamos? ¿Cómo estamos?
Hola, ¿cómo estamos? Hola.
Mucho gusto, mucho gusto.
What's your name, sir?
Mando.
Mando.
Wow, Mando.
Thank you for inviting us to this
Armando
amazing...
Lichtenberger Jr.
Armando Lichtenberger Jr. Hold on, man. That's it.
The best half of La Mafia.
That's the best half
Este es
of La
nombre parte
Mafia.
alemán, pregunto. Es parte alemán. Qué chévere.
So as you see here, this is the studio. This is
Mucha
where the
decoración,
magic
está todo
happens,
precioso.
folks.
Oh, madre, por allá. Qué interesante.
Take a look
Wow.
around, and don't forget to,
Wow.
while you're doing this, subscribe
Qué
to our
honor.
YouTube channel.
Qué honor estar aquí. Wow, look at this.
Take a look at this, folks. Take a look at this. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah.
It is an honor to be here.
Vamos a hacer un poquito de introducciones. Es una parte de lo que nosotros hacemos aquí es introducciones con respecto a qué es lo que
¿vamos a hacer
estamos
en
haciendo
español
aquí.
también?
Español, inglés,
¿No me dijiste
bilingüe, ¿qué
eso?
quieres? Alemán parece también.
Tuve
No,
que
un poquito de
practicar
alemán.
un poquito, si no me dijiste.
Nein.
Oh. Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Auf Wiedersehen. ¿Cómo están, chicos? ¿Cómo están, chicos?
Muy bien.
Hey there.
Hey.
Hey, what's
Thank
your
you
name,
very much
sir?
for inviting us, man.
Robbie, what do you...
Percusiones,
Percusiones,
guitarra, bajo quinto.
Percusiones, guitarra, el resumen, apúntalo para el resumen, por si acaso necesitamos invitados.
Apuntado,
a Robbie.
apuntado.
Apuntado en la lista. Tenemos un link, Robbie. Tenemos un link.
El primer ensayo del año para el grupo.
Oh, de verdad? Puta madre, man, that's awesome.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Wow.
What an awesome experience. That
Saturday is our first concert.
oh, first concert. Where are you guys concerting at?
Laredo, Texas.
Laredo, Texas. The date. What's the date?
What's the event?
Yeah.
It's called the Jalapeno Fest.
Jalapeno Fest.
Spicy. Spicy. Everybody likes.
18th, so that'll be Saturday the 18th.
Oh,
Saturday
okay.
the 18th in Laredo, Texas. Folks out in Laredo, get your tickets now. Do you know, folks, how they can get their tickets? How they can get that set up?
Yeah, it's a good
In
question.
Laredo, it's a pretty big fest.
Oh, it's
really?
the fest.
It's the
So, yeah,
oh,
you
no
know.
kidding. The
If
pickup
you're in Laredo, you know.
Jalapenos.
Awesome.
And they do have a jalapeno eating contest.
Oh, what? Oh, man, you know.
Which we won't.
Yeah, we
I was about to ask you, which one of y'all gonna represent
Sounds
La
like somebody's
Mafia?
traumatized about the jalapeno story. They're like, get the jalapeno, get the jalapenos. Don't talk about that. Don't talk about that.
That's awesome, man.
How cool.
Well, thank you for inviting us to your studio. We're really excited to showcase everything you guys got going on. I mean, it's about time. We're really super excited to see y'all getting pumping in the Laredo Jalapeno Fest.
For sure. And this, I mean, to be honest with you, I have so many questions with you guys, to you guys. I read a little bit about you. I learned that you guys are 5-time Grammy winners.
Yeah,
wow.
that's amazing.
Dude. So my question myself, you know, what questions with these idols to some degree. I haven't been in front of a winner before. What's for the future? What are you guys thinking for the future? What's happening with you guys? What would you like the audience to go so they can go, oh, this is La Mafia, this is what they're doing?
We're
Okay.
planning, we want to visit countries, Latin American countries.
Visit Latin American
We
countries.
visit,
Oh, okay. By the way,
on our tours.
come around.
We've been to Argentina, Paraguay, Uruguay, Central America, El Salvador, Guatemala.
Salvador, Guatemala.
We want to hit Colombia, Nicaragua. Some of the countries that we didn't go to on the first round.
Hold this one. This is the mic. We mic'd us up.
Yeah, we're mic'd up.
Make sure that you're clear.
And I saw that, I think what your CD, the Live in Mexico CD, won an award, didn't it?
Live in Mexico won the Latin Grammy in 2020.
Oh, wow.
And mid-May, we're releasing Live in Mexico Volume 2. It's another hour of that concert that we shot in Monterey that night. It was a great performance, so we decided to put out another hour of that. So that's coming out in May.
Okay.
Yes, para mi gente de Mexico, mi gente. Excited.
Yeah,
That's
Live
beautiful.
in Mexico too, and we're kicking off our tour, and then we're gonna start a brand new studio album. We haven't done a studio album since 2008, I think it was. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So what motivated y'all to get back into the studio?
We just actually right before COVID, we were starting a new studio album,
Oh wow. Everybody kind of went through that COVID
and
situation.
it put out the
Right.
fire. You know, it's like
Yeah.
It took a while to get the groove again, and we decided, you know what, we're gonna release the Live in Mexico Volume 2, and while we're writing that album, we'll start a new studio album, and that way, by mid-year, we'll probably release a new cut of a new album. But this year's looking really good. I mean, we have a lot of shows scheduled throughout Mexico: Tijuana, Tampico, Monterrey, Guadalajara,
Oh, okay.
and in the States, we already have Chicago,
Oh, Chicago.
LA. We'll be doing the whole country.
Okay.
Oh, that's beautiful. So I'm guessing from your website, people can see all your tour dates.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll have the link in the description, folks.
Yeah, we're posting the dates as they get confirmed, and we have the Facebook La Mafia official, and then the Instagram is La Mafia, Twitter's La Mafia, and then we have the lamafia.com.
Yes. That's beautiful.
Some of the things that we're working with, we're working with creating educational, creating situations where folks get a little bit more information from the connections that we make. You know what I mean? And so some of the things that we're trying to do is, one of the concepts is, for example, the one about endless money. Are you familiar with this concept that money is endless and things of this nature?
No.
Oh, yes. Money. We did an episode where we kind of went through it. And
Money.
It's like money. And where it's like money has been coins, it's been pebbles, it's been metals, it's been paper now. So it can be almost anything.
Now it's digital.
Now it's digital. So it's infinite. It's a concept of, there's infinite money that's potentially get created, and then there's limited resources on Earth, so we go through this calculation of, well, where's there a struggle sometimes with regards to like all these resources and the money, who's got money, you know what I mean? Some solutions about potentially using that concept to help maybe homelessness somehow in Houston. It's propagating. And so it's happening in those cities that you mentioned.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we're looking to do is get some solutions for that. Get some solutions to see people that maybe already have seen them because they go other places. I've gotten some thoughts from like Canada, maybe they do that and things of that nature.
Well, I saw Houston just announced that navigation place or something like that, which is a great idea.
Yes.
Take the homeless.
Yes.
And I understand that not all homeless want to be helped.
Right.
Sure. Yes.
That's another issue there.
Sure.
Study. Everybody says you got to do like studies that have to be done.
Yeah.
Awareness is one of the things that I'm like, hey, let's bring some awareness. The premium advantage is as a concept about streamlining situations, and then one of these ones is connecting you guys to an audience that can experience the new things that you guys are bringing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And hopefully some things from the past that you guys already put up that they have not been able to hear, but now they get to do it. You know what I mean?
Well, the social media, every year we regenerate some of our stuff because we're getting new fans every day.
Absolutely.
Like we'll repost a song because we have something we call Cafecito con la Mafia every morning.
Oh, what?
Every morning,
Cafecito.
Really?
we'll post a song for people to listen to with their coffee, and La Mafia has 40 albums.
40.
So not all the songs were hits, but we like them. So we'll post songs that have a certain vibe to it, and people are loving it. So we're reintroducing people.
Yes.
Or reminding the ones that already are followers.
It's a similar concept with music, infinite music.
It has to be that way.
Crazy variations, but there's a correlation here that we're kind of piecing together as we go on and we meet more folks and we gather the info and go, hey, did you know this?
Yeah.
Did you know that? We gather the content, we have to look back sometimes, like, oh man, that's correct.
Well,
But it's
for us,
also for
it
the
might get
future.
old because we're experiencing the same thing over and over. But I'm the same way. Every now and then I'll run across the fact of the Beatles I didn't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Because somebody dug it up and posted it.
Right.
Like as a fan, I want to know that stuff, and so we're gonna keep reposting some of our stuff and rehashing it, and then of course the new stuff.
And then for the future, I feel like the next generations need to hear this so that they can make it their own. I often date young girls, way younger than me, and they always like, hey, I've heard that song before. I'll say, that beat, it sounds familiar. It's their, oh yeah, that's this and that.
It all recycles.
It all recycles.
Well, La Mafia.
Yeah.
A lot of people in Houston don't know La Mafia headlined the Houston Rodeo 3 times in the 90s.
Look at that.
A lot of fans don't know that.
Look at that.
That's what those buckles are in the entrance.
Right.
Every time you perform the Houston Rodeo as a headliner, you get a belt buckle.
Okay.
And every band member gets one.
Wow.
And that's what those 3 buckles are. But some people don't even know that.
Wow.
The new fans that are going to see the new artists at the rodeo, they don't know La Mafia headline. They know Selena headline because you hear that all the time.
Sure.
But we did 3 headlining performances, and they were all record breaking.
Isn't that amazing?
Also.
And during those performances, you guys sold a lot of seats at the.
They were record breaking.
Yeah.
Every performance was growing and growing. You know, we broke the record, then Selena came and broke the record, then we came and broke it again, and then Selena came and broke it again. You know, and it just right now it keeps getting broken because
Right.
That's right.
more people are getting introduced to it. But so stuff like that, you know, that's what people get to see on our website, on our social media. Well, this morning I got here very early because I had to pick up Robbie at the airport, and I did a live. Studio's getting ready for the band,
Really?
and I showed everything again.
Yes.
You know, and some are just discovering it for the first time.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
correct.
Can
Awesome.
I ask you a quick question on technology? Like, how are things changing now that we're advancing into this new way of recording, where you go from traditional tape and reel to now digital? Like, how are you finding that?
Well, first of all, we've always been. I'm a geek.
Oh,
And
Good.
we have a geek
in-
membership.
in
I love
80 in '87,
Awesome.
I had a Tandy PC.
What
What?
Tandy?
A Tandy.
Shout out
PC.
to
What is that?
Tandy.
With I
That's
had
old
a
school.
giant case built for it. If you see our old pictures, you'll see the screen. And I sequence one of our albums all on the road. And then our biggest hit ever is Me Estoy Enamorando, and we did
Yeah.
that in the hotel room in California on a little drum machine. It's not real drums. It's we're playing with fingers. So whatever's coming out, I've stayed up with the technology. And right now our studio, it's not a commercial studio at the time. We do rent it out. I've had Duran here.
Really?
I've had Jose Feliciano here, Mark
Do
Anthony.
we have access? Can we
Yeah.
sometime have access to the studio when it's available? If nobody's using it at some point in time? If that's
Yeah,
possible?
well,
Yeah.
actually, we're about to open the doors again as a commercial studio.
Okay, great.
We're planning that.
Great.
But on technology, I keep it up to date on the latest
Nice.
of technology, and we try to stay current with the trends.
Great.
I do the same with tax preps. We have a tax preparation system with a similar situation. We're in different industries, but also kind of similar.
You
Yeah.
got to stay up.
That's right. You gotta
Yeah,
stay
you
up
have to
date,
stay up.
otherwise
You
the
have
shit is coming. Say, hey, you gotta do it efficiently, differently. What are people asking for? You know what I mean?
Well, that's why La Mafia. If you watch our stuff, we stay current and we stay visually current. I know Final Cut, Photoshop, you know, Pro Tools,
Sure.
and so we've always pumped, and we've always been self-dependent. We never. I produced all of Mafia's albums.
Look at you.
Wow. And we've always done our own album covers. We directed our own album, our own photo shoots. So even though
Smart.
we change labels,
Yeah.
our quality still stays at
That's
that
good,
level.
Hey, how important do you feel it is to kind of set the path for the next generations, the next artists coming up? How important is that?
That's critical. Back in the '90s, we had an agency. Actually, I won 2 Grammys with another band that I produced, Los Palominos, which are still
Yes,
pretty popular.
Love the Palominos.
Los Palominos,
Absolutely.
I did all their albums.
Wow, that's
and,
cool, man.
We had another band that we had under our banner. It was Grupo Fama was under our banner.
Yeah, I remember that.
Elida Reina was under our banner.
Mhm.
And that's critical. We need new artists.
Yeah,
we need a new Mafia. We need a new Selena. We need Oscar is, he's one of the best frontmen of a band. We need guys like that.
Absolutely.
Is there
Absolutely.
a way to create a streamlining mechanism? Because I meet the artists and I meet the folks that are kind of moving things along. Is there a way to create that connection so that they're not struggling so much and creating those walls that you guys maybe run into where you're like, I'm just curious. I mean, maybe
Well,
The
thing is,
Go ahead. What's up?
people ask me,
Yeah. What's it? Yeah.
there's no formula.
That's true.
Right.
You're right.
There
That's
is
right.
not
You
a
have to keep-
formula.
Right. Is it because everyone's different? Is every style is
Yes.
different? What do you feel is why the reason it is?
That's a good point.
It's just you got to be yourself. You got to be hungry,
Yeah.
like
Mm.
really
Yeah.
hungry.
Yeah.
I think you hit it on the head.
And nothing replaces that
Right.
that hunger. I didn't finish high school,
Oh.
because I was so dedicated, and thank God. But I would never recommend that.
Yeah.
I
Right.
would never advise that to
Right.
anyone,
Right.
because I was one of the lucky ones.
Yeah.
But
Some degree.
for one of the lucky ones, I don't know how many that don't make
But you're passionate, man. That's the thing.
Yes.
If you're passionate about something, eventually you're gonna get paid for your passion.
You'll
because
find your
people see it.
leads.
That's exactly
You make
it.
your own leads. You
Yeah.
find you know when you go up and bump against a wall. Now you go this way. And
Yeah. Right. Correct.
and knowledge is out there.
This is part of that knowledge gathering mechanism. So other folks can go, catch it in real time and go, oh man, there's real people, there's real folks it takes time. So sometimes they shorten the time between. It's like this happened to that happened. It's like, well, the equation of take a little bit more time to let the idea mature.
Well,
You know what
but
I mean?
one of the things that's hard right now
Uh-huh.
is kids get tied up into that fame machine that
Right.
you see
Fame machine!
the
Right.
American Idols, the Voice, and getting that priority is getting famous before perfecting their art,
Right.
and that happens a lot.
Sure.
I've seen kids that you see it's an amazing talent, and then they start getting followers,
Sure.
and then they start getting a little more
They
popular,
don't
but
develop.
they
They don't
let down
maintain.
on their talent,
Right.
and
Right.
and their growth stops.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that's key.
Got it. Because you got to keep learning.
yes.
Otherwise, right, you get right.
And
Right,
you
right,
touch
right.
base on kids coming up, and now a lot of them are using cell phones to make music. How are you experiencing like the whole TikTok phase of like remixing and re-singing your songs? Are you receiving any reception towards that?
That's an ever changing thing. TikTok, from what I understand, TikTok, Spotify are setting up their own like label kind of situations where they're signing artists.
Yeah.
And that's kind of unfair competitive
Yeah, they have a
edge.
competitive edge.
Hey, you
Right.
know what? Hey,
Yeah.
something that we learn is competitism, and it has its value.
Yeah.
But
Right.
sometimes it's like this,
Yeah,
destructive
if someone
value.
is too powerful,
Sure,
then
you have to. You're right,
yeah.
because we live in
Yeah.
we have an ecosystem situation where it's like, hey,
Right.
right. So we have to be aware of that. Then you mention it, so people are aware. Like, well, you know what? We're now aware. We should do something, or if you don't do nothing, well, then
Yeah, 'cause
let the animal grows.
I've
You
used
have to be also
one
aware
of
of
your
that.
songs on Instagram before. No, I'm just recording and I'm
Right.
like, oh, this song would go great, and then you guys pop right up on Instagram, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on TikTok we have a lot of people that post stuff with our music. We're TikTok we have to try to activate more because I didn't pay attention to it at first. Like
Now it's moving like a
now you
monster.
now
Yeah,
you have to,
right.
and you got to stay up. We've always tried to stay up with technology. That's why we're one of the few bands that own our .com name,
Oh,
because most bands, if you research, they have to add something to their name because
Yeah.
somebody beat them to it.
Yeah.
When I first heard about the World Wide Web, I
World
locked
Wide
down
Web.
La Mafia
Yeah,
name.
right
So
from
we
the
have
beginning.
lamafia.com. It's all, and actually I've been offered people that want to buy the name from
Yeah.
me, but
You're
No.
way ahead of the game. I mean,
Yeah.
high school education, whatever, man. You were so proactive. That is, that is. I love that, man.
you have to be.
You're so smart. That's great.
I'm on the board of governors for the Grammys.
Oh,
I was the advocate. The Grammys, and that's another thing. The knowledge is out there for the kids.
Yes.
There,
Yes.
The
it
Grammys,
is.
man, it's such a tool. They do these Grammys in the schools programs where they
you learn. You learn.
You learn.
You learn. If that's one of the biggest things that
Wow.
we go through the experience. But so if you learn something that you can use and retain that value for something else, where it's
Yeah.
like, hey, you know what? I didn't get, but you know what? I learned that one thing. The musical note got me off the trouble. I started singing, and I didn't get in
Right.
trouble.
No,
I
the
started
knowledge is
singing,
out there.
and I didn't get in trouble.
Yeah.
but don't get lost in trying to get famous before.
Yeah, sure.
You
Perfect the
know,
art, right?
You hit it on the head. There's some songs that you absolutely love that the folks haven't necessarily heard, but you're an artist, so you
Yeah.
love your art. So you
Yeah.
just want everyone to enjoy it. Whether you get paid, that's beautiful. That's a bonus on top, right? But that's your art.
We've always taken pride, and that's one of the hard things with La Mafia. We have 40 albums,
For you.
and we have probably 30 songs that people have to hear in concert that they won't forgive you if you don't play them. So
Right.
when we do a brand new studio album, we'll pick one or two songs from that album to play on the tour. But people get turned off. They don't, and I see it as a fan when I go see someone that I
Sure.
admire.
Sure.
I want to hear the hits.
You want to hear the
Yeah.
hits? Of
And when
course.
they play a new song, that's when I get up and go to the restroom.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah. Of course.
And it happens. So we do our programming for our set list that way because we'll throw the new song, but then if we see it didn't have any response, well, we have to take it off the set list.
You know, my impression there's a science mechanism attached to that, like
Oh, yeah.
with regards to like patterns and people accepting like, oh, it's a good beat or not a good
Yeah.
beat. If they're listening to other stuff and it's just, you know, too disruptive, maybe even, you know, it's like, oh, it's like, oh, or if it floats in with what everybody else is doing. I think it's an art in itself.
And a
to
lot of
pass
it
on the music. You know what I mean?
is the presentation. I mean,
Yeah,
we have a
right.
few songs.
I don't just have to make it. I have to present it.
Well, that's why we did La Mafia, the Live in Mexico Volume 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because Volume 1 is the hits, the one that everybody wants.
Yeah.
But in our concerts, we play songs from our set list that the emotion projects in a different way.
Mm.
And the people that don't get to see you in concert will never experience that.
Yeah.
So that's why those songs are the ones we included on La Mafia Live in Mexico too. They're not hits,
Yeah.
but they have emotion that all our fans should be able to experience.
How do you stay motivated? I mean, obviously you had that little break in between, but as an artist, I mean, I'm a stand-up comedian, right? And I'm expected to just joke, 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 joke. But sometimes it's hard. I have to sit back, I have to be in that mood. So as a musician, I feel like comedy and music are similar. How do you stay motivated to keep going like
It's
that?
hard to get. That's why I said we started the studio album right when COVID started, and then lost it.
Mm.
And I'm barely, as a producer, barely regaining my motivation, the inspiration to come back in here, because the way we work, production is done different now. Music, I'll bring in my drummer, lay down a drum beat, then I'll sample my bass player and lay down the bass.
Yeah.
But 90% of the time I'm here by myself in this room.
Wow.
So I have to be in the spirit, in the motivation of a project, because I'm in here and the walls are just spinning.
So how do you stay there? How do you stay in that motivation zone?
Personally,
Yes.
I force myself, if I'm in a rut, I'll force myself just to go drop in on a museum.
Oh, okay.
I do yoga.
Oh,
Yes.
do you? Hey, man.
Yeah, I do hot yoga.
Love it.
I'll do this.
Love
Just
it.
so you know, we don't live too far from here.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, man, I'm in the studio. What time? Okay, sure. Just to keep that sense, because you got good Wi-Fi. Kind of depends on where the Wi-Fi is. When
Right.
you're productive is the nature of that. So just so you know, there's people here that are like, yeah, you don't have to be by yourself. It's a different situation we're working
Well,
with.
you try to surround yourself with creative people.
Yes.
And
Right.
that's what we're doing. And this new product that we're going to release soon, we're opening up again, and we see La Mafia. We've taken phases.
Sure.
Yeah.
For the past few years, we just did touring on good shows.
Yeah.
We didn't perform just to perform.
Yeah.
Just to make a paycheck. It was good performances. Our last performance in Houston was the Arena Theater in October. We booked Arena Theater already for this coming year, and that's going to be our Houston performance. Only one performance this year in Houston, and that's the way we do our. But now this new wave, we're going to open up the calendar more, because there's this new energy that's feeling right again.
Yeah.
I think the COVID thing is dead, and everybody's re-inspired, and we're feeling the groove again.
Yeah, I did 100% on that boat. I love it. Now, this is a great place. There's another area that we kind of wanted to introduce to the folks. Is that okay?
Yes. This is when we built the studio. We opened the doors in November of '93.
Wow, 20 years. No, 30 years.
Yeah, and it's identical. We haven't changed anything. Our decor kept up with the times.
Hey there.
So we made the control room big.
Yeah.
To support having a band in here all the time.
Okay.
A full band.
Gotcha.
But we also built the big studio, and that's where we rehearse. We've thrown parties there. We've done label release parties here. We've done all kinds of.
So this part's newer?
No.
The whole thing?
Yeah,
It's
we
been
built
since
everything
93.
in '93.
Oh, that's amazing.
But this is where I spend most of my time. But we have enough space to do full rehearsals. And when we did our album Vida was the first album we did here.
No kidding. Oh my goodness, that's my daughter's name.
It was the first album, and we had the Houston Symphony in here. We had about 40 members in there.
Wow.
Vida is live strings, live symphony.
Oh, okay.
Hey there.
Hi.
It's Alan's our drummer.
Hello. How's it going? Jacinto, mucho gusto.
Yeah, Alan just joined us. Our drummer left the road. COVID changed a lot of things.
Sure,
a lot of mentalities, and our drummer decided not to be on the road anymore. He wanted to do more stuff. He does a lot of reels on educational drumming.
Oh.
So he's dedicating himself to that. And we were fortunate enough to all our guys do little side projects, and our keyboard player David does a lot of church gigs on the side, and that's where he met Alan. And when we were looking for a drummer, David said, "Hey, I met this kid. He's from Monterrey." So he gave me his number, and I called him.
Monterrey de mis amores.
And it worked out. He has degrees in engineering.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, what about music? You have music degrees too or no?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
what?
he has music.
Oh, shoot.
Actually, when I mentioned we're going to put the studio to work
Yeah,
commercially,
yeah.
Alan's going to be my studio manager.
Very cool,
And
man.
he's going to be the chief engineer here to run the studio as a business again.
El Chief.
Chief.
So, yeah, because I'm the only one that was here. My
I'm here for you.
my studio manager elevated. She's a beta tester for Logic now at Apple.
Oh, what? Oh, really?
Yeah, my chief engineer Maria. She was the only Latina. She won 3 Latin Grammys with us.
Wow.
Maria. and she was a graduate of Full Sail. Well, she got a little part-time job at Apple here at the Woodlands.
Oh yeah, the Woodlands.
And then she kept elevating, and then they sent her to training. She became a genius.
Oh wow.
And then because she came from this business,
Yeah.
they put her in Logic, and she found a defect of Logic, and she reported it to Apple. So they asked her if she wanted to go work in Cupertino. So now she's over there.
Love it.
You know what? I learned something today.
Vive la
I was
raza.
not aware that you could become a genius. I thought you were born.
Yeah.
It was one of my thoughts. And you were like,
Yeah.
No, there's
Like-
training to be a genius.
Yeah.
What? We need a new membership.
It's not an IQ thing. It's a certification thing.
I own
Yeah.
an Apple product, but
Yeah.
I'm not there yet.
Absolutely.
You know, but Maria is a perfect example. Maria graduated from Full Sail. She was from Fort Worth, Texas.
Fort Worth.
She was a fan of La Mafia. After she graduated, she moved to Houston and came and begged to be an intern here. Maria just came in, and my studio manager back then was Randy Miller, and he put her to work as an intern. She ended up managing the studio for me
I love
and
that.
won 3 Grammys with me.
See, it goes back to what we talked about earlier,
Wow.
passion, right?
Yes.
That woman was
That's right,
passionate.
that's right.
You saw her passion,
Yeah.
and now she's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
part.
Not knowing anyone
Love
in
that.
town.
Love that.
Not knowing anyone in
God, I
town.
love that.
Intriguing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Intriguing. Very intriguing how those.
No, she's a prize pupil of Full Sail. Full Sail has her on all the walls, and they all they do press releases on her because she's a winner.
Viva la raza.
Amazing.
I love that.
Y es de Guadalajara.
Guadalajara.
Cool. You guys want to see the rest of the studio?
Yeah,
Let's check out
come
the
on
other. Check out the rest. Let's walk around.
Let me
here.
show you some of my pride and joys.
Sure.
Show us.
So I went
Pride
in
and
the
joy.
90s to a John Lennon exhibit,
Yeah.
and Yoko had donated from her private collection of the War is Over posters.
Yoko.
And she signed them, Yoko Ono.
Wow.
She donated them for Feed the Children. So for $1,000 donation, you would get
Wow.
a signed poster from the original batch of War is Over.
Oh, you know what? That's
Wow.
interesting. We have sponsorships too. We do this something similar with nonprofits here in Houston. That's something that we are actually actively working in. Is nonprofit. This is a nonprofit organization that gets a percentage of this shirt.
Cool.
by the way.
Right.
So this, I love this. Oh man, for the. Thank you for. Oh wow.
Are these some famous accordions?
Yeah, Paulino Bernal, which we just lost him
Wow.
a few months ago.
Yes.
Sorry to hear that.
Paulino is probably the best accordion we've ever had.
Great.
accordionist.
Wow.
I was fortunate enough. He went religious in '72, and about 8 years ago, he wanted to do a all instrumental album, and they asked me if I would produce him. So I produced him, and he was nominated for an American Grammy. And the American Grammys used to have a polka category. They don't have it anymore.
Oh.
But he was nominated for a polka category with that for an American Grammy, and he gave me 2 of the accordions. That's the one that's on the album
Beautiful.
cover, and that's the one that he did most of the album with.
Beautiful.
But
Amazing.
Beautiful.
imagine he was my idol when I was a little boy. So imagine your idol calling you and asking you to record him.
Right.
And he was an actually nice guy. They say
Oh,
there's,
yes,
there's a
yes.
phrase out there in Hollywood, don't meet your idols.
Oh.
No, he
Yeah.
But he was a nice
He
guy.
was a
That's
nice
beautiful,
guy.
man.
Okay. What else you have? What else
this is an original Opie Otterstadt painting. Opie Otterstadt now is famous. He does a lot of the Astros painting. When
That's
the Astros won
right.
their first World Series,
Yeah, that mural.
that giant mural.
Yeah, I remember that.
Opie did it.
Yeah.
Well, he used to do a lot of entertainment back then.
Okay.
And we did an album cover called Hits de Colección. So we decided instead of an album cover, we had a painting done, and that's what's on the cover of Hits de Colección.
Love it.
But that's the original.
Where is that?
Man, that's a lot.
What's that?
This shop.
That's our performance at the rodeo.
The rodeo.
in '96.
Oh,
Got it.
96.
Yeah, that's the Astrodome performance.
Love it.
Awesome. That's what I recognize.
And that's our first performance in Mexico in 1988.
88.
Uh,
Wow. Domingo 16.
Yeah.
Right back before Halloween. How cool. Who picked that day? Why did you pick that day? A lot of times we do events too, and I'm curious something about the.
that was just-
Are you started at 1 a.m. or 8 p.m. to 1 a.m.?
Yeah, 8
I was gonna say, dang.
I noticed a lot of Beatles influence. You mentioned.
Oh, look at this.
Look at that. Looks like we have the whole band here.
Yeah.
Hello, folks.
Yeah, band
How you
in
guys
here.
doing?
Hello.
There's Oscar.
Hi, my name is
David.
Roberto. Muchísimo gusto.
How you doing?
Muchísimo gusto.
Jacinto, mucho gusto. Jacinto, mucho gusto. Igual, a todos, Jacinto, mucho gusto. Mucho gusto, todos.
We have some questions for you guys, everybody. We just wanted to.
It wasn't us.
Ah, I was about to ask you. That was you.
We were here gathering.
I don't know her.
I know it was him.
Whoever smelt it dealt it, man.
Amazing. What an amazing experience. Cool. So, some questions that we have for you guys was about the future and things of that nature, which we got a bunch of that information.
Mike.
Yes.
Somebody else hold it
yes. Yeah. So if you guys wouldn't mind sharing your thoughts with regards to that way we get more perceptive because folks, as one mechanism of how you hear things goes your way, as we get more folks coming in, maybe they catch it. It's like, oh, I missed it the first time, but they, if you wouldn't mind, y'all's version, what's happening with La Mafia in the future, things of this nature. We talked a little bit earlier.
A lot of good things.
Yes, a lot of good things. That's all we have to hear. A lot of good things.
You know what? The past few years, the past few years, everything that not just us, but everybody went through.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a new beginning, and like everybody's excited about the future. And with us, we have a lot of really good shows this coming year. A lot of good projects.
Yes.
Working on some new music soon.
The next two concerts. One this Friday,
Saturday.
What's the next one after that? And the one right after that.
And March 3rd in Navasota.
Yeah, Navasota. We're doing the birthday bash in
The
Navasota.
Texas birthday.
It's a Texas birthday bash in
Also
Navasota.
March 3rd is my birthday.
Happy birthday, early!
Double whammy.
Okay, add it to the calendar. We have a
Okay,
we have an
19.
interactive
He's
calendar.
gonna turn 19. He's gonna turn 19.
18.
Oh, 18. But he's had a beard since he was 11.
¡Viva la raza!
Es que soy de Monterrey.
Yes, es una ley del Monterrey, ¿verdad?
Drumming right now.
No, good things. There's a lot of good things. A lot of good
man.
things that are happening for us right now.
Oh, okay.
It's exciting.
We're excited.
It's exciting.
About the future, I have a question. I asked earlier, but I want to know y'all's input about this. How important do you think it is to create the path for the future for new and upcoming artists?
We've always believed in helping other artists. That's just the way we've been. We're not like George Lopez. We believe in helping other artists since the beginning, since we've started. You know why?
Why?
Because we had other artists help us. Like Little Joe was one of the guys that helped us get started. He took us on the road with him, and we opened up shows for him. So it was. And we, in return, started doing that for others because we felt that we have to help each other.
Yeah.
In order, and I always say, man, what's going on with the industry? I feel like it's not growing. Our industry is not growing.
Yeah, right. Correct.
And I feel like we need younger artists to take over what we've created and what Selena created. And I just feel like the problem with the young girls that are trying to do it, they're always being it's hard for the women, for the young girls that are trying to do in our industry because they're always being like it's always about Selena and it's never about giving them the opportunity,
That's a hard judgment.
And it's really hard.
Yeah.
You can't compare anyone to someone else.
Right.
Sure.
You got to give them the opportunity to
there's gotta
grow.
be different things and different things that come up. A good mixture. I've recently started hearing some mixture, so that may be something that can be incorporated into this. Maybe not take over from the young people. We're not letting the young people take over.
No, we want them to
More
take
like-
over.
No, eventually they have to take over.
But right now,
We
what
need
we
them
need
to,
is
but they got to do it right.
Yes,
Exactly.
we
That's the
need
difference.
a collaboration situation where we're all working as a team. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? It's a basic situation. It's just not a matter of phasing, mixing, moving things along.
We've always done that. We've done it with different artists. We started doing it with at the beginning was Cornelio Reina, and then we did stuff with Mark Anthony. So and
Before Mark actually had blown up, a lot of people didn't know who Mark Anthony was. The salsa people did.
Sure.
When we did the song with him, a lot of people didn't really know who Mark Anthony was. He didn't have pop hits at the time. He was maybe on his first album of the salsa. He's great. He's as good as he's ever been.
Mark
but
Anthony,
he wasn't.
I didn't say that.
David. No, he's amazing. But what I'm saying, we caught him at the beginning of his career.
Sure, yeah. Everybody has the beginning.
We caught him at the beginning of his
Everybody
career
has the beginning
before
of
he
a career.
blew up and became Mark Anthony, a worldwide superstar.
Did y'all already know?
Yeah, he's a superstar.
Did y'all already know because you heard him, or did you just feel his
Actually,
energy? What made you want to work with him?
He started talking to us.
Yeah, we were at a award show, and he was sitting behind me.
No,
he was sitting
behind.
behind.
I thought he turned around.
He was
sitting in front.
in front of me.
He was sitting in front.
It was somebody with a long hair.
Yeah,
I thought it was a
that's
chick.
when he had his long hair. He had his long hair and ponytail. He had his long hair and ponytail at that time, and he turned around. And he was like, "Oh, I really love you guys." And we're like, "Wow!" He had just performed,
Oh.
and we're like, "Well, you're pretty awesome,"
Yeah, so we talked, and I talked to a songwriter and I said, hey, can you write a song about for me and Mark Anthony? And he said, yeah, I'll
They
write
wrote
the
about a
song.
puppy at first, and
Yeah,
it just didn't work out.
the
Yeah,
puppy
somebody's
didn't
got a
work
song about a puppy too. He's got a puppy. What's the name of this song? What's the name of this song?
My song is called Butt Naked Dog.
Butt Naked Dog. It's coming. It's coming.
I'm shooting the video next weekend.
You know what?
It's a song about people putting clothes on
I
their
think
dogs.
David's writing one that's called Doggy Style.
Yeah, let's collab.
Together, mix those two together.
It's been written. It's been written.
There's a play. There's a movie.
Put it all, man.
Anyway, but no, he actually started talking to us first, and this was after he had performed, and we were blown away by his performance, and he started talking to us, and that's where the friendship began.
But I'm really glad he cut the hair off.
And paving the way, guys.
I'm really glad he cut.
Where you guys
1,000 subscriptions. I let it go for 1,000 subscriptions. I have a deal.
opened up the doors and helped Mark Anthony, but you guys did more. You did like
I don't feel like
Palominos,
we helped Mark Anthony. I don't feel like we helped Selena. I don't feel like we helped any of them because they have their own talent. They had their own talent, and they were eventually going to be who they are today.
Y'all were just passionately working.
We just happened to be in the same,
Because
in the right,
it's a similar path. So
at the right time, right.
It makes sense that way.
It happened the way it was supposed to happen.
correct.
It happened the way it was supposed to
As a
happen.
good support system, you guys helped, pave the way. Of course, like making sure that door is open. But you guys help with like Fama, Palominos, and these are groups that
Elida, he did stuff with
Elida.
Elida.
right. And these are groups that you guys felt that not only you need to be in the forefront, but also
We believed in them.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
believed that
and-
they had
and-
talent.
And the way I look at it is by helping others, they have the dream. And one thing is when someone really wants to do it, you can tell when they want to do it. And then there's those that don't take advantage of the opportunity. And to me,
Passion.
those,
Right.
it's all about passion.
We were just talking about your lady Maria. I forgot what they were.
Yeah,
you were
Maria.
saying That
Maria.
she was
Engineer.
manager.
Oh, you talking about Maria? Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that she was begging to work here as an intern and all
Now
that. and-
she owns
but-
Apple.
See that? Viva la raza! Yeah, man, but that's what it is, right? Passion.
It's called Manzana. Her company is called Manzana.
Pero verde, es una verde. Don't sue me.
Estuvo,
You
ya
got the black and white apple.
estuvo.
I got the green apple.
It's not
You don't own
one
all
bite on the apple.
Yeah,
and it's two bites.
I got pear.
It's just the core.
Just the
It's
core.
just the core.
Bunch of damn comedians on the job, man.
I love it,
I love it, man. What an amazing experience. Thank you so much for everybody. Is there
Yes.
something else that you guys would like to share? Something else you guys would like to mention about anything in particular?
I want to share love.
Love. Oh, man.
It's all
My
about the
man.
love, baby.
Yeah,
We
we
just
gotta,
did a
we
plug
gotta
about
share the
love.
love.
No,
man.
but
Yeah,
you
it's
know
all
what?
about-
Honestly, I think
Thank
this year, the way it all even came up from the beginning, like the way we started off the year as a band, as a unit.
Yes.
Everything is already like you can tell. There's a chemistry already. There's something good. It's brewing.
Yeah.
Everything that we've been kind of even planning on doing, it's like everybody's excited about it.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
there's that much into it, so it's like we're putting in that effort and we're doing it for everybody, and hopefully everybody can get to enjoy it and enjoy the ride as much as we're gonna do it.
Yeah, that's right, man. Jump on the ride.
Yeah.
Right here in this little interview that we're having here, you took some things out of these guys that they normally don't do on our own social media.
This
This
why
is
we're
it.
here.
This is the
This
kind
is
of
it.
stuff that I want to do on our social media, but we never
We're drunk.
do it because
Actually, you know what? I just tasted something, but I ain't gonna say what I tasted. But it was good though. It was delicious.
Taste.
It was
Awesome.
delicious.
Oh, amazing. Thank you again.
Thank
so
you.
much
Thank
for
you,
everything.
guys.
We're super
Guys, we'll
excited.
keep it along the path. We'll keep everything posted and see you guys next time.
Órale.
Thank you.
Subscribe.
Peace out. Love.
Okay, this is the closing part of the episode, and we were invited back to go through a little bit of the internals about how the band trained. So we're rolling, by the way. So right now we're getting a little bit of the back, the whole thing, and I don't know how the sound is gonna go. So this is all a learning experience for everybody.
There you go. All included, right?
Yeah, everybody's learning on this one. Yeah, everybody's learning. Yeah, I'll attach the mic. I'm gonna do it both ways in the sense that that way I can hear it this way, go around all the way around, and then attach the mics, and then go all the way around with the mics, and then whenever it's out, we go, oh, that's why he didn't have the mics. Oh, that's why he didn't have the mics. You can tell. I mean, just that way.
A 360 camera made for the headset.
It also doubles as a mic. You can use it as a mic like this because the microphone's in here. Yeah. So it's a lot of new stuff coming. A lot of new stuff coming. Here we go. Premium Advantage, man. Get your taxes done. Premium Advantage. Get your taxes done. And insurance too. And memberships. We got memberships. Here we go. Wow. Wow. Pero igualmente, impresionante. Impresionante. Oof, that was amazing. That was amazing. Okay, that was the first take on how this sounds. Like this, we're gonna do it on my end. Check it out, see how it sounds with a little bit more equipment, so when everything comes out.
We just finished.
Oh, that's okay. We'll get the one test. Either way, we'll get the one test. Amazing. Okay, cool. It's amazing. Oh man, we got here right on time. Perfect.